Hey guys, I just want to come on here and say thanks for following my page and my channels, social media, the How To Dad. I'm humbled. We get over 1 million followers now. I get a lot of messages. It's so many that I can't possibly read them. I do get some by mail also. And Post Box 196, Louisville, Kentucky 40129. I actually read all of those. Got a nice surprise for you here in a minute. I also want to read you some of these letters. One in particular from Steve Fowler. Steve also sent me a Texas Roadhouse gift card. A big shout out to Steve Fowler. Jim, I just wanted to write and say thank you for doing your page, How To Dad. I look forward to it daily. My wife and I have 2 young children. They are usually well behaved, but there are definitely times they choose not to listen to us. We do not believe in spanking, but feel as if we are losing control. What advice would you have for us? Thanks again. Never quit doing what you're doing. Well, Steve, I don't know all there is to know, but what I do know is you can't BS kids. That's what I tell my grown children this, raising their kids. Kids are smarter than you know. They realize when you're serious and not serious. You can make threats all day long, but if they're idle threats, your kids know it. Don't threaten what you're not willing to do. Just don't do it. Don't threaten what you're not willing to do. If you're mad at your children and you tell them, I'm going to throw that Xbox in the garbage if you don't straighten up, your kids know you're not going to throw that Xbox in the garbage. Or I'm going to turn this car around and we're going right back home. Your kids know you're not going to turn that car around because you got 3 people waiting on you. You're already late. You bought the tickets. You got dressed up. They know you're not going to turn it around. Don't threaten what you're not willing to do. Think about it before you make the statements. You don't have to do it off the fly. Tell them you need a minute to consider this. Tell them you're not pleased with their behavior. You're going to have to take a minute and decide how to approach it. And then after you've had some time, tell them what their ultimatums are. You know, if you continue to this behavior, I'm going to throw this toy away. Make sure it's a toy you're willing to throw away, and if they continue it, you better throw it away. Consistency is everything. If you threaten something and you never follow through with it, they know. But if you're consistent and you don't make idle threats, they're going to listen to you more. People think nowadays kids just don't listen like we used to listen before. Well, it's not. The kids haven't changed. We have. The parenting has changed. Never threaten what you're not willing to do, and always follow through. You got to be consistent. The kids will pick up on it. It won't be long. You won't have to shout at your kids forever. If you're consistent, the kids haven't changed. Parents have. Kids are kids. The kids these days are no different than when your great-grandparents were children. Kids are kids. They're going to get away with what they can get away with. Just back in the day, unfortunately, at the times dictated, the parents weren't able to spoil them the way we are these days. When I was a kid, I got denied cookies all the time in the store. It wasn't because of discipline, it was because there wasn't any money for that. So the times dictated the parents were actually better. Nowadays, we want to reward good behavior in the store. If they act up, you're not getting anything, and they still walk out. They know they're going to walk out with a candy bar, because when you get in the aisle, you don't want them kicking and screaming and throwing a fit. You just give in to them, let them have it, and get out of there. You're tired already, and they know this. They know this. Kids are smarter than you realize. They play us more than you know, and you did it, and your parents did it as children. It's not the kids. It's us. It's the parent. So you got to change the way you're parenting. Just be consistent. Don't threaten what you're not willing to do, and then make sure you follow through. It has to happen every single time. You don't pick your battles. You win them all. You're the parent. If people say you're too controlling, well, you have. If you're not controlling your child, you have an out of control child. And we all need discipline. Find what works best, whether it's time out, taking something away, throwing something away, whatever it is. Make sure it's not overwhelming. Don't pick yourself in a corner where, heck, I said she's going to be around it for the whole summer. Now I guess I got to do it. Never threaten to ground someone for the whole summer. Never threaten to throw the Xbox away or the PlayStation if you're not willing to do it. And I suggest pick a cheaper item. Don't at that particular time use a different strategy. But let them know whatever it is you do, whatever it is you say, you will do. They'll be conditioned to listen, and they will listen. And that applies for any ages. They may not like it. They might huff and puff, but they will listen to you. Got a treat for you here. I got a guy sent me Rob McCauley sent me a book that he wanted me to mention on the page here, and it's an awesome book. It's called Before I Forget, Dad Advice for Children. It's just full of great advice from Dad to his children about almost everything: lies, knowledge, jealousy, happiness. It's fighting, fear. I mean, it's alphabetized, and it's just really handy. A great book. I highly suggest it. So Before I Forget, a dad's advice to his children, and it's from Rob McCauley. Now you can find this book, Before I Forget, DAUK, at Outlook.com, or you can go to Facebook, Dad's Advice Before I Forget, and you can find this book. It's a great book. Thanks a lot, Rob, for the book. I'm going to read it again. I'm going to use it. I encourage people to buy it. Very insightful, very helpful. And you can't invest enough into your children. So, right there.